someone has hired an investigative reporter to dig around and put a hit piece together and do public information requests.
Hey, Mayor, we've got some of your private text messages. Do you really like to have people on a leash?
I mean, that's what we're dealing with. That's the mayor's own words.
I'm going to cut you off there. That's a personal attack. Please have a seat. No, you're done.
We've already seen how Mayor Skipworth reacts to criticism.
You're done. You're not recognized. Have a seat.
We should all have a voice.
Hairdresser Tammy Steinbarge was a big supporter of Sean Skipworth when he ran for mayor in Dickinson.
I thought he was going to be a mayor for all, and that he would be transparent, that he wasn't a part of the good old boy system here in Dickinson.
Skipworth's the guy that became mayor when they pulled his name on a ping pong ball out of a top hat to break a tie.
There needs to be someone that can tell the story.
Okay, Tammy, we'll do it. For 27 miles, Dickinson Bayou snakes towards the Gulf of Mexico. It crosses under the Gulf Freeway at exit 19. And just a stone's throw away is 19 acres of land owned by the Dickinson Economic Development Corporation. That means you folks in Dickinson own it. Kind of loud for a picnic. And for years, they couldn't give this place away. But now it's the town's crown jewel. Developer Daniel Blanco and his company have had the rights to buy and develop this land for almost 3 years. The Galveston newspaper now talks about a possible hotel deal, restaurants, apartments. They're thinking big down here.
Really being able to bring about $120 million of private investment to Dickinson on Water Street on such a small acreage is huge for us because we are landlocked as a city.
But in 3 years, not an inch of dirt has moved. And the town volunteers steering the economic future of town have gotten antsy. They wanted to build a piece of the crown jewel now.
Let's work together for the betterment of Dickinson. Let's create something that'll generate revenue.
Dickinson businessman Joe Wilburn wanted the city to keep the 4 acres closest to the water for restaurants, maybe bayou tourist boats. He wasn't alone. And it was a good time to debate. The developer had allowed the original agreement to lapse. But the mayor, he clearly got mad. Grr. You think he came in and basically chopped your legs off?
Absolutely, yeah.
Mayor Skipworth filed a criminal complaint against Wilburn, claiming the talking between EDC members represented a walking quorum. That's a crime. And then Skipworth made the whole thing public. Front page headlines followed.
Yeah, the headlines bother me more than anything. I've got a pretty good reputation. Never have I been charged with or accused of any kind of a crime.
I've known Joe for a few years, and I think Joe's intent was to do what's best for Dickinson. I don't think Joe's trying to line his pockets or get his property on the bayou to be sold at a higher rate. I just think Joe's trying to move Dickinson forward.
Were you going to get a single penny out of your suggestion?
Not anything.
Wilburn's property down the bayou may benefit from the development on Water Street, but it will either way.
My reputation's been tarnished. You know, I'm headlines of the paper. I'm a bad guy.
I think he was just a scapegoat on this.
And that's why fellow EDC member Bill Schick confronted the mayor at City Council.
We need to stop tearing down citizens that work on boards.
Then Schick really calls the mayor out.
We all deserve to be heard. We all deserve to do our job without the pressure created by a mayor putting a big thumb on an organization so that he can get what he wants or his employer wants.
I'm going to cut you off there. That's a personal attack.
The mayor's day job is at the College of the Mainland, and his wife, Melissa, is an elected member of the college board. Documents we've seen show the college has been negotiating almost the whole time to move a building over to Water Street. Is that why the mayor got so mad? He would only talk to us on the telephone.
I've never met with the college about this at all. Never talked to the president, never.
But we cannot show you the school's email communications, or the city's, because the Galveston County DA's office says it will interfere with their review. But I say, Dickinson taxpayers deserve to see all of it. And you deserve to know more about that $4.5 million being spent on a parking garage, approved before a contract had even been signed for someone to buy the land. The city will use grant money to pay for it, and the parking will be free. So it's a gift. But who was it a gift for? There's no promise of a garage to the developer in any agreement we've seen, and no evidence it was included in any price tag in a possible sale of the land. Joe Wilburn wanted to charge for parking, revenue for the city. But did the mayor promise free parking to the College of the Mainland? Wilburn says he did.
His statement was, I've already promised the College of the Mainland that there wouldn't be any paid parking.
And Wilburn isn't the only one who says he heard the mayor say it. Councilman Schrader says he was in that meeting too.
It was the mayor who said we couldn't charge for parking because the College of the Mainland was going to use it.
That's correct.
Emails in recent weeks show the negotiations with the college may have broken down over price. Whatever happens, Dickinson taxpayers deserve a full, open debate on the best use of that land.
Yes, absolutely. We have to have a public meeting on it.
In December, Dickinson City Council voted to fire Joe Wilburn and another member from the EDC who had plotted to simply open up the Water Street project to debate.
Do you think Wilburn was set up with this criminal investigation because he was trying to mess with the College of the Mainland plan?
Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir.
I want an apology, a retraction in the newspaper.
But Bill Schick, the guy who accused the mayor of peddling his employer for Water Street, he was spared. Just before the vote, he announced he was all wrong about the mayor protecting the college's potential real estate deal.
Well, he assured me that he had no input to that happening. So I want to correct the record. We agreed to work together and bury any hatchets that we might have for the betterment of Dickinson.
Schick is now president of the EDC, and the mayor has been voted on the board too. Do you still believe him?
I don't know what to believe. I just wish that we hadn't gotten into this mess.
And that conversation was before the text messages. It's Bill Schick, the new president of the EDC, that the mayor has on a short leash. He's a pawn in what sure sounds like a political fight.
Look at what he says about Bill Schick. He's on a short leash. It was worth keeping him to have him publicly counter what Joe was saying. I mean, that's what we're dealing with. That's the mayor's own words, Wayne.
The mayor was asked in the text messages we now have if he likes Bill and his wife. His reply? Not at all. But Schick was saying in December what the mayor wanted to hear. He said that I didn't cut a deal with cum on the side. But it sure sounds like a deal on the firings was being talked about by the mayor behind closed doors before any public vote. I don't know that I had the votes to remove him. People started wavering. So better to get him at least say he didn't share Joe's belief. Bill doesn't know there wasn't the votes to remove him. The text messages we now have suggest the mayor may have broken the very same law he accused the other guys of breaking.
Skipworth makes the comment, I had the votes, I didn't have the votes, and that sounds like it was a preset deal that they had discussed it with the majority of the council.
Joe Wilburn was accused of plotting with other board members to force a public debate on what to do on Water Street. What's wrong with that?
I think I got in the mayor's way.